Good evening. Thank you for being here. Today is September 16th, 6 p.m. We are in the Kettering, we're having a Kettering Board of Education regular session here in the recital hall of Fairmont High School. We will start the evening off with our mission. The mission of Kettering City Schools, in partnership with the family and community, is to guarantee a superior educational learning experience for all students by providing a positive and innovative learning environment while responsibly utilizing resources. Mr. Blevins, will you please take the roll?
Mr. Henderson?
Here.
Mrs. Kane?
Here.
Mrs. Richards?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here. Next item on the agenda, adoption of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as it has been presented in our packets.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Blevins, will you please take the roll?
Mrs. Richards?
Yes.
Mrs. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. If you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, minutes from our prior sessions.
Mr. Mark, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Henderson.
I'll move that we adopt the minutes of the August 19th, 2025 regular session and the September 2nd, 2025 work session as they are presented.
And I will second that.
Thank you. Mr. Blevins, please take the roll.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Kane?
Yes.
Mrs. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. Next item on the agenda, recognition and reports. We have first Ms. Snell. And Ms. Jimin? How do you say it? It's Gutman. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Martin, Board of Education, and Superintendent McCarty-Stewart. Thank you. I'm going to move this down. I'm short. Sorry. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share the great work happening at Van Buren Middle School this year. My name is Natalie Snell. I am the principal at Van Buren, entering my 4th year at Van Buren, my 2nd year as the lead principal. There's a little bit of educational and professional background up there.
And I am Stacy Gamin. I'm the assistant principal. This is my 2nd year in that role. And prior to that, I was a teacher at Van Buren for 18 years.
To start off, we want to share the things that we're doing this year, and everything that we're doing is aligned to our district and building goals. So we'll be talking about quality learning, supportive climate and culture, and our safe schools. Our goals at Van Buren are to support students in their transition to middle school in an inclusive, welcoming environment, provide academic support to foster confidence, independence, and lifelong learning, and cultivate a positive school culture with clear expectations and a strong sense of belonging. To give you just a little bit of overview, right now we have 636 students at Van Buren. 8th grade is our largest grade right now. To share a little bit about our quality learning, you'll see some of our district initiatives. At the top, the portrait of a Firebird. That's our 6th through 8th grade band with the verbiage for our middle schoolers. And then Are You a Focused Firebird? This is our level of engagement poster. This gives our students the opportunity to self-assess. Are they engaged in their learning, and where are they in the moment? On a professional level, we do a lot with our staff. Daily, our teachers meet to work together to support student learning and share effective strategies. Weekly, they work in professional learning communities, focusing on best practices, ongoing discussion and implementation of strategies that impact instruction and student success. And in each classroom, you'll see learning expectations posted with success criteria, communicated at the start of lessons, and then revisited throughout the lesson to ensure clarity and consistency. Each month, we meet as a full staff just to share important updates and school-wide information. During those staff meetings, we also do micro PDs, professional development, led by our teacher leaders in the building. And then each month, we meet with our department chairs to continue leadership development, which also strengthens alignment across our departments. September is National Attendance Awareness Month, and right now we are the reigning winners for the middle school. So we focus on good attendance habits, and so that's one of our pictures from last year, but we talk about why it's so important to have good attendance and how it really impacts our student learning. Mrs. Gamin's going to talk about just a few of the initiatives we do in addition to this fun challenge in September.
So one of the new initiatives that we're trying this year to increase our student attendance is our Candyland Attendance Challenge. So this is going to be done by grade level, and how it works is at the end of the week, we look to see which grade level had a certain percentage of attendance for the week, and that determines how many squares they move forward on our Candyland board. The grade level that gets to the end first is our winners, and they receive a prize. And then we also have weekly attendance all-stars. So this is more individualized, unlike Candyland that's more grade level. In this challenge, any student that has not been tardy to school, any student that's not had any absences or any early dismissals is entered into a drawing. We draw 5 names each week, and then those students get their names read on the announcements. They get a certificate and a treat and a picture that gets posted on our VB Firebirds page. So we're really working to recognize and incentivize our students for being at school so they're able to learn. Up next, we have Mr. Duncan.
Hi, my name is Joe Duncan. I am not a principal of Van Buren, but I am a science teacher, and I am the MTSS lead for the building, which just stands for Multi-Tiered Systems of Support. There's just a little bit about me. But some things we offer for our students to make sure that they have an equitable education is our response to intervention, or our RTI time, which happens during Success Seminar, where students are either in a targeted group for reading or math, or executive functioning, which looks at the skills of being a successful student. We also offer some enrichment during that time through passion projects. During our homeroom time is where we look at 7 Mindsets, which is the district approved curriculum for SEL learning, and Be Good People, which we use to supplement it. Also, 1 day a week on Thursdays, we do some career readiness that the CTC here provides for the middle schoolers. Just some different supports we offer. We offer Tier 1 supports, which every student in our building gets. So this year we're looking at some self-regulation and co-regulation strategies. So once a week during the month of September in homerooms, teachers are practicing co-regulation strategies like box breathing or grounding activities with our students. So when they do feel dysregulated, they can work on those strategies in the classroom so they can stay in the classroom to get an education. We also offer Firebird Bucks for students that are meeting our behavior expectations of being respectful, responsible, and safe. If a student needs more support, we offer Tier 2 targeted supports, things like small group, stage groups, check in and check out. And this year, Van Buren is now in year 2 of the Whole Child Initiative, which looks at, through the Montgomery County ESC, how we can incorporate some brain, I guess, just like how the brain works, how the adolescent brain works, and how we can make sure that what we're teaching them actually reaches our students. And then we will slowly work on some more Tier 3 interventions this year as well. Last year, we talked about the free store, the Firebird Reward Emporium and Exchange, which is something unique to Van Buren, where students can cash in their Firebird Bucks. Nora presented last year at one of the board meetings, so she's here tonight. as well. But we have a menu, and items range from 1 Firebird buck to 200 Firebird bucks. So students that want to cash in their Firebird bucks regularly can buy small things like dum-dums or pencils. And then we have merchandise like sweatshirts, or we have these new really big Firebird like necklaces that are new too. We also do student shout outs. So bi-weekly, teachers will nominate a student that is showing the behavior expectations. They get a little blurb written up, their name gets announced, and then with that acknowledgement, they get a reward from the free store. And the free store is all self-sufficient. We run on donations and grant funding, so it doesn't pull from any of our school funding.
Another way that we are creating another sense of belonging for our students, we're really lucky that our staff members run our after-school clubs. We have a wide variety where students can meet up with friends or new friends that have similar interests. So we have things like Nature Club, we have Homework Club, Junior Optimist, we have Cubing Club this year. So this is just another part of us creating that climate and culture where students find their people in middle school, which we know is really important. And we are just really excited about those opportunities as well.
Safe Schools is one of those initiatives that's very important to us at Van Buren, and we feel very fortunate that we have a dedicated school resource officer, Officer Gudgel, who is with us every single day to help support us. She is an integral part when we have a safety concern of any sort. We have our threat assessment team that she is part of, along with the various members of staff from Van Buren to help us problem solve any safety concerns that arrive. We also practice our fire drills, our tornado drills, and she is an integral part of our run, hide, fight training that staff and students are trained in. We have a wonderful partnership with South Community and Cartwheel. Those services provide any student that needs more mental health support, that support throughout the day at Van Buren. And for our staff, we have a district wellness committee, and there are monthly challenges that they can participate in to make sure that they are able to be both emotionally and physically there for our students. And we'd just like to say thank you to the board for allowing us this time tonight to present and share some of the things we're really excited about at Van Buren. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Von Handel.
Did you do that, Natalie? All right, Mr. Martin, Board of Education, Ms. McCarty Stewart, it's my honor to introduce some folks tonight who truly embodied the Portrait of a Firebird. Mrs. Snell talked about that a little bit. The Portrait of a Firebird was created by our community to help Kettering students get the most of their lives after graduation. It describes some important qualities and actions that make our schools a great place to learn and grow from preschool all the way up to our staff and our buildings. It's all about continuously improving, working together, and being dedicated to our community. Those Portrait of a Firebird traits are engaged collaborator, lifelong learner, critical thinker, thoughtful communicator, and global citizen. Our amazing teachers that are gonna come up and talk embodied those attributes through Invention Convention. And as you see these amazing inventions that the kids have come up with, I think you'll agree that they are showing at the very highest level that they embody the attributes of the Portrait of a Firebird. So with no further ado, I would like to invite up Mr. McGarvey, who is our secondary gifted coordinator, and Mrs. Canarosi, who is our elementary gifted coordinator, and they're gonna introduce you to some amazing teachers and students tonight.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of Education members, Mrs. McCarty Stewart and Mr. Blevins, and students and families. Thank you for being here tonight. I am Darren McGarvey, Secondary Gifted Coordinator, and this is Lynn Canarozzi, as Mr. Van Handel said, Elementary Gifted Coordinator. We're also joined here tonight by two of our Gifted Intervention Specialists, Karen Kronauer and Rita Lux. We wish to thank you all for the time to recognize and celebrate everyone who is involved with this labor of love that we call Invention Convention. It's kind of something we always begin the year looking forward to, and it kind of anchors and moves us through the year. What is Invention Convention? You're told there a little bit about what it is, but it is an initiative where students take an idea, brainstorm it, and take it clear through from brainstorming to an actual invention. And if you've never seen the Invention Convention and the energy in the Trent Arena, it is electric and it's pretty powerful. So we're going to recognize our students today. When we call your name, students, please come down to accept your certificate and stand right here in front of the stage. Please stay standing in front of the stage until we ask you to move. Please note that not everybody is here. We invited everyone, but unfortunately not everyone was able to come tonight due to prior commitments. At this time, Mrs. Canarozzi and I will introduce students along with their inventions. So these are the students that created inventions, and they went to the National Invention Convention in June of 2025, which of course was at the Henry Ford Museum, and so these are the National Invention Convention finalists. Chloe A., inventor of Chloe's Comfort Blanket. Lily A., who invented the Mission Minder. Our next inventor is Julian A., who created the hands-free holder.
Next, we have Kayleen, and she was the inventor of Sparkle Your Specs. Then we have Saya, who invented the Healthy Hydrator. Next up, we have Tessa, and Tessa invented the Bottle Hugger.
Next up is Lola Z., inventor of Neil's Green Machine. Our next inventor, next up, we have our state invention convention winners. So all these students were recognized at the state level for their inventions. Our first is Gwendolyn A., who invented the Galapago. Our next state winner is Octavio C., who invented the Picker-Upper.
All right, and then Sia, again, this is for the invention this year, the previous one was from last year, and the lid lock. Then we have Taylor, who invented the right-of-way.
And Grayson K., who invented the Chromebook carrier. Our next state inventor is Carter, who invented foul line fidgets. Another state finalist is Grayson L., who invented puddle proof.
Our next state inventor, we have, oops, I lost my place here, Kennedy, who invented the nail nanny. And then we have Kirsten, who invented the peaceful penguins. Our next state inventor, we have William M., who had the H2 glow.
DJR, who invented Focus Pocus. Addison S., who invented Spin Swing. And Cora S., who invented Sensory Sips. And Alden W., inventor of the terrific trimmer.
And our final inventor of the night is Alexander, and he invented the topping master. We would like to, again, thank everyone for your role in encouraging and supporting our students by applying the principles of being a Firebird and the STEAM principles of science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. This also, Invention Convention also helps with critical thinking and creative problem solving. We would again like to thank everybody for your support. And I think we usually shake hands, I do believe. So inventors, we're gonna go through and shake hands or fist bump. So we'll go, if Alex, if you can lead us, and then we'll come this way, and then if we can all meet out in the lobby for a group picture. Thank you again.
To let those that decided not to stay for our riveting meeting going forward.
Mr. Martin, as people are leaving, just a couple quick comments. One, I'm always very impressed of the creativity and ingenuity of our students. Some of the inventions are, when you see them at least described, you're thinking that makes so much sense, and I'd love to have that. So very, very impressed. Also, Ms. Snell and Ms. Gimmon, as you're heading out the door, I just wanted to give a shout out to you, particularly in terms of the report card. Although we have not done a deep dive yet to look at all the data, certainly a strong report card for Van Buren. So a lot of the efforts that you've put in place certainly have paid off, and so congratulations to you and to all your staff for an impressive report card.
My apologies. So Autumn invented the hot pot, which actually works on heating the roots of plants so that they can continue to grow whenever it's not the best weather. So my apologies. We had a staffing change, but that's still no excuse. So I am so sorry, Autumn. Thank you.
I will happily take one of those pots for some of my plants at home. So you just let me know when you're ready to commercialize that. Okay, next item on the agenda, Board of Education member reports. Are there any?
I don't have any.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is hearing of the public regarding agenda items. I didn't receive any notifications, so we will proceed. Next item is information for decision-making, upcoming meetings. September 30th, 6 p.m. It'll be a joint session with the City of Kettering Council at, at the Kettering Fire Department Community Room. Updates on Kettering City Schools and updates on Kettering City Council. October 7th, 6 p.m., we will have a work session at the boardroom, Kettering Board of Education, going over treasurer items, superintendent items, and board items. October 21st, 6 p.m., regular meeting here in the recital hall, Kettering Fairmont High School, going over personnel items.
Mr. Martin, I have one item to add to that, to the October 21st. Immediately following our regular meeting at 7 o'clock will be the induction ceremony for the Roush Hall of Fame. Did want to mention that, get that on the record.
Thank you, Mrs. Kane. Okay. Next item on the agenda, human capital.
I move that we approve the human capital agenda that has been presented in our packets.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Ms. McCarty-Stewart?
Yes, I'm asking the Board of Education for their approval for the items in the consent agenda under human capital.
Any discussion? Mr. Blevins, please take the roll.
Mrs. Richards?
Yes.
Mrs. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. Next item on the agenda, business services.
Mr. Martin, I'll move that we approve the business services agenda as it's presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Ms. McCarty-Stewart?
We have one item there for asking for your approval to approve an agreement with Ever-Driven Technologies to provide student transportation.
Mr. Blevins, please take the roll.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Richards?
Yes.
Mrs. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. Next item on the agenda is Office of the Treasurer.
I move that we approve the Office of the Treasurer agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Blevins, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Board members, tonight I will be presenting the fall financial forecast, and there are some changes just to make you aware of. It might seem kind of soon since my last forecast. With the new update to the state budget, they changed the timing of when forecasts will be submitted, as well as the length of the forecast. So I'm no longer touting the 5-year forecast. This is more of a 3-year forecast in a sense. The new budget bill states that the forecast will now be submitted by August 31st and by the last day of February, but given the change was recent, they've allowed for this initial financial forecast to be submitted by October 15th. So I'm going to ask after I go through for the board's approval, and then I will submit that to the state. As a reminder, the forecast I'm going to present only encompasses the general fund. And if anybody is looking to look at old forecasts, if that's what you enjoy doing, or if you're having a hard time sleeping at night, you can get on the website there and find forecasts for all schools. I do always want to preface before I go into the actual presentation of the forecast is that it needs to be viewed as a living document, work underneath the assumptions that we have currently, and then as those assumptions change, I will update the forecast. I'll be back again relatively quickly. February's going to be here before we know it with updated forecasts. And as we move through each month, as you know, I will track against this forecast. So as I get into talking about this and showing you some of the numbers, when I talk about the monthlies were related to the forecast that was filed in May. So those will also be updated moving forward after we've gone through and this gets filed. Some major changes in revenue assumptions from the spring submission. Tax collection settlements came in, so in May I was projecting what the tax settlements would be, and then we actually got those settlement sheets uploaded from the county's office. those were input into the forecast, and they updated from projections to actuals, which then helps project out through future years. Also, as you know, and we've talked about at length, recent changes to the calculation and implementation of state's fair school funding formula has been updated. So those changes have been put into this forecast as well. In the spring, we were kind of going off of what we knew, right? Because as I mentioned, it's always the assumptions that we know at the time. And so those assumptions changed when we had actual information related to the state budget. So up in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice that block there is showing how revenue was trending against the May filed forecast. So at this point here, the revenue trending against what was filed in May shows a positive $75,000 amount. It's extremely small in comparison of our total revenue, anticipated $130 million roughly. So there's not much of a change there, but that will also update when we update this forecast, and next month's report will look back to the current forecast that I'm discussing now. The graph that you're looking at there that has all those numbers in it, the first thing you might notice is that there's nothing in 2030. The reason for that was because when I presented the forecast to you in May, 2030 was not on that forecast. That was 29 was the last year of the 5-year forecast that I presented in May. So now that we're in a new financial year, we add a year to the forecast, so there wouldn't be any numbers to compare to there. The changes that you do see here, in part, are due to the actual settlements being input versus projections. And then, as I mentioned, the actual state foundation formula was updated and included a incentive amount. So given our recent report card status, we receive additional funds based on the performance there. And so that's reflected. And again, sometimes it's difficult when we look at these large numbers as a whole. It's about a 0.5% variance from what I showed you in the spring. Next are the major changes that you're going to see in the expenditure assumptions from the spring submission. So the major one here, and why the expenditures are a little bit more, there's more of a variance in the expenditures than in the revenue, is due to the advance pay. So if you recall, in July, we provided an advance pay to 9 and 10-month employees who previously had new employees into the district would go roughly a month into the school year before they received their first payment. And then existing employees would go roughly that same time before they would see the new contract amounts. So by providing the advance pay, what we've done is we've taken advantage of our existing cash balance and provided an advance pay for those employees to kind of get them up to date so that they're no longer waiting that extended amount of time. And then that gets backed out in FY27 because it won't exist. You know, there will not be an additional pay in FY27. So similarly, benefits that were paid on that advance pay, we'll see an increase in the forecast amount there. And then as I mentioned in the spring, as a product of the timing of budgets and how they don't align perfectly with the fiscal year, salaries and benefits are going to maintain a slight contingency amount, and it typically ranges between 1% and 3% of the annual expenditure budget. Yes, sir.
So with respect to the monthly and the year-to-date information you've shared with us, you indicate that there's expenditure analysis. The trend is roughly 2.1 million unfavorable compared to forecast. Is that explained by this timing issue related to the advances? Is that largely what's comprised of those?
Yes. So with the monthly report, and I'm going to go back just for a second here. Or actually, I'll go forward because now you can see it up on the screen as well. That 2.1 million that's tracking against the May forecast that was filed in the spring, that is directly related to this advance pay. So the unfavorable compared to forecast amount of 2.1 million is because we provided this additional pay that was captured in fiscal year 26. It presented to employees in July, but the amount as it relates to the August financial report looks back to the May forecast. So that wasn't in the May forecasted amount. And then similarly, as you look at the FY '26 column there, you can see there's a $1.9 million increase in salaries, and then benefits, or personnel services, and then benefits also has an increase that then is almost reversed in the following year. And that's because that amount's not gonna be paid in FY '27, so it's backed out. The additional variances in the following years for the personnel services and employees are due to that contingency being backed out in each of those years. So each time I go in to do the forecast, I'll add that amount in based off of what our previous year expenditures were, just to try to make it a little bit more accurate, but then also to keep that 1 to 3%, since there are times when we have personnel matters that need to come up that, we may need to hire somebody else. We've got that in the budget, and we're not straining ourselves. Operating transfers out, we made a large transfer out at the end of the last fiscal year to Kettering to kind of get them up to zero out. And so I've rolled that back in anticipation of not needing that moving forward. All right, and so then this last chart that you're seeing up here on the screen, the top data there, the blue bar is revenue, the yellow bar is expenditures, and then the line that sort of cuts through that shows the cash balance. So this is the new fall forecast up top showing that expenditures look to exceed revenue in FY '27, and then that grows moving forward. As we all know, this is similar for all school districts. As you look further out in the forecast, we're looking at stagnant revenue and rising costs. So everybody's seeing similarly the same thing, but it is slightly better than previously filed forecasts in the spring. So whereas in '29 we had a negative $4.5 million amount showing in the final year of the forecast, that's since been updated to reflect that we would have a positive cash balance of roughly $11 million. So now if everybody would wake up out in the crowd, we can.
Mr. Blevins, I have two more questions related to the 5-year, are we still calling it the 5-year
Well,
forecast?
we're calling it financial forecast.
There we go, okay, financial forecast. In the financial summary notes, there's an indication that our working assumption is that the contribution from the state is going to decrease fairly significantly through fiscal year 2030. And I'm just wondering what that assumption is based on. We obviously have some visibility in terms of what the fair funding formula looks like for the next, I suppose, year or two.
Right.
And then after that, there's a lot of uncertainty I get, but I'm just curious as to what the rationale is for that kind of significant drop-off.
And you're talking about this state
I am.
reimbursements and.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of discussion and recent legal changes that have indicated that moving forward, the amounts that we're going to see in revenue from tax collection is going to decrease. We're not sure by what amount, but given what has been discussed, this is a conservative estimate on what we can expect.
That's kind of what I expected.
Okay.
Related to that is the other side, which is the expenses, and also in the financial summary notes, there's a excuse me, our assumption, and at least at this point, is based on expenditures increasing over the last 5 years by 2.83%, and then what we've got based in our forecast is assumption that expenditures are going to increase around 5%. What's the ultimate rationale for that difference given our history?
Right. So as you mentioned, the history there showing the 5 years of salaries it's primarily driven by salaries and benefits. And so moving forward, benefits is a big contingency of that. I input roughly an 8% anticipated increase in benefits. In the past, we've seen as high as 9%, and then it hit 5%, 8.5%, back to 5%. So to try and kind of smooth that out, but then also be conservative in that measure, anticipating an 8% in those. And then as far as the salary component of that, the contractual amounts that are baked into the forecast cause sort of an exponential growth in the salary costs. as you have a workforce that continues to build experience and then also earn certifications and their overall compensation increases, combined with contract amounts, that exponentially grows throughout the forecast.
Makes sense. Mr. Blevins, I think what you're saying ultimately is, and I'm shocked, you don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
So, no, thank you. Thank you for the hard work you put into these.
Absolutely.
Justin, I appreciate it. I know these are big efforts and so well-informed, so I appreciate
Thank you.
the thoughts.
I typically like to point out when we look at the forecast and then how we end up coming in towards the end of the year and having those differences that I mentioned and being within 1% to 3% variance from what's actually forecasted, is that a lot of teachers would be really happy if their students got a 96 or higher on their test. So when I come in and I do well and get within that 1% to 3% range, I'm happy with that. So, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Blevins. Okay, please take the roll.
Mrs. Gain,
Yes.
Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is teaching and learning.
I move that we approve the teaching and learning agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. McCarty Stewart?
Yes, we're asking the board's approval this evening for an agreement between the Kettering City Schools and Catapult Learning West to provide small group instruction to non-public schools. And B, to approve an agreement between the Kettering City Schools and the Greene County Educational Service Center Learning Center Program. And then in C, recommend to approve agreement between the Kettering City Schools and Solient Healthcare.
Any questions? Mr. Blevins?
Mrs. Gain,
Yes.
Mrs. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is hearing of the public. I didn't receive any notifications. With that, I will move that we adjourn.
Second?
Thank you. Mr. Blevins, please take the roll.
Mrs. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Gain,
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.